Answers from as far as the eye can see to as close as the ground you're spinning on. From science and literature to history, math, and beyond. This is Academic League.
Hello and welcome to a brand new season of Academic League here on ITV. I'm Clark Anthony. It's always nice to see you tuning in for this program. In the match you're about to see, we feature two North County teams. In fact, Academic League began in our little neck of the woods in the North County area many, many years ago. La Costa Canyon, frequent guest on this program, is one of the teams, and Sage Creek High School, a relatively new school from North County, is the other team. We'll meet the coaches and the starting lineup, and then we'll be underway with this Academic League match. Bill, come on over here. Bill Bice is the coach for La Costa Canyon, teaches American history, 15th year of coaching, also coaches cross country and track, correct? Sure. You're a busy guy.
They keep me busy, yeah. My wife wonders what my name is sometimes.
I also noticed you coach cross country and track, and a couple of your team members are also on that, right?
4 of these players here are either run cross country and track for us, and one of them is a football and track guy.
Somehow when I read that, I pictured these people running and quizzing each other at the same time. Is that possible if you're in really good shape?
We do that often.
Would you introduce the starting lineup for us left to right?
We have Lauren White. She tutors kids in Mathnasium. She's run for us for 4 years, cross country and track. She's one of our captains in the fall. She wants to study to be an astrophysicist. I know that she knows how to spell the word it. I quiz her very often at that. Next to her, we have Jacob Saywitz. I had Jacob last year in AP US History. And Jacob's going to major in engineering. He plays football, track and field, as I said, and he loves a good burger. Our captain today is Veronica Patina. She wants to study biology and join Doctors Without Borders someday. She loves to ride horses. I can attest to that because she's fallen off a few times. She works at youth program called Beach Kids every summer with our other coach, Paul Giuliano. And next to Veronica, we have Drew Lacob. He wants to go to USC. That's in University of Southern California, not the other one. He hopes to can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 25 seconds, and he's never offended by J-Lo or Shakira. And then at the end, we have another one of our captains for cross country, along with Veronica and Lauren, Colby Zeljak. His favorite subject is history. He hopes to attend UCSB in the fall, and he trains for Spartan races and while also running cross country and track. How about that?
Excellent. A good group of young people. I was going to say youngsters, but that shows how old I am.
I'm pretty lucky.
Bill, you may take your spot over there. Thank you very much. Daniel, come on over here. Who are you texting? I'm just teasing. Oh, you have notes on there. I see. I've got to get into this century sooner or later. Daniel Kramer is from Sage Creek High School. He's the coach of the Academic League, has been since 2015. He earned his teaching certificate from San Diego State, teaches Spanish at Sage Creek. He enjoys family time and sports and is an advisor for the school's beach volleyball teams as well. You also a very busy man.
Well, that's what the teacher's life, I guess.
Yeah. Would you introduce your starting lineup for us left to right?
So left to right, we have Hannah Wynn. She is a 12th grader. Her favorite subjects are biology, art, music, and government. She enjoys hiking, drawing, and cooking. And she plans on studying medicine in school in preparation to become a forensic pathologist. Next, we have Ben Hartley. He is a senior as well. His favorite subjects are math, physics, and biology. He enjoys participating in robotics, comedy sports, chess, and tennis. And he would like to study to be a computational biologist or a molecular engineer. Our captain, Isha Soni, is holding our mascot today, toast to all the seniors. That's our senior class right there. So that's a toast to our seniors in honor of our art teacher, Megan Herrick at school. She always gives the seniors a toast. So Isha Soni is a senior. Her favorite subjects are biology, chemistry, literature, and she participates in Science Olympiad, bioresearch, music, and tennis, and she would like to become a molecular biologist. Next, we have Samantha Lowe, a senior. Her favorite subjects are biology, English, and world news, and she is involved in environmental club, tennis, science olympiad, and hiking, and the estuarine research activities. And she would like to study environmental science. And last we have Ari Burke, a senior. His favorite subjects are English, AP, and AP Gov. And his extracurricular activities are Academic League and Ultimate Frisbee. So watch out for the hammer throw. College and career aspirations include becoming a high school English teacher. Buena suerte, señor. Good luck.
You have some future scientists and some future teachers. And the sage color works perfectly for Sage Creek. So welcome.
Thank you very much.
You can take your spot over there. Let's meet our moderator for this match. It is Matt Wetzel. In high school, actually, Matt competed in this same North County League on Academic League. He has been moderating for about 8 years now. He's also tutored in various programs over the years. He enjoys playing trivia with friends and analyzing movies. Matt, it's all yours.
All right. Okay, we're about to begin our match. Captains, are we both ready? All right, start the clock, please. First, toss-up. Evaluate the derivative with respect to x of the natural log of x squared when x equals 2. La Costa Canyon?
1/4.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. I'll repeat the question. Evaluate the derivative with respect to x of the natural log of x squared when x equals 2. Sage Creek.
2.
I'm sorry, that is also incorrect. I needed 1. Next toss-up. Spell, using the English alphabet, the masculine form of either the Spanish or French word that means guardian, as in, my grandfather became the guardian of my niece after her parents died. La Costa Canyon?
Guardian.
That is correct. La Costa, your bonus. Name the 3 directly absorbable dietary monosaccharides that share the chemical formula C6H12O6.
So it's
glucose, sucrose, fructose. There's only 3?
Yeah.
Oh, we have our answers.
Answers, please.
In no particular order, glucose, sucrose, and fructose.
Okay, glucose and fructose were correct for 3 points. The other one was galactose. So that's 2 correct answers, 3 points. Next toss-up. What is the overall resistance in ohms if 2 resistors of 10 ohms each are connected in parallel? Sage Creek?
20 ohms.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. I'll repeat the question. What is the overall resistance in ohms if 2 resistors of 10 ohms each are connected in parallel? La Costa Canyon?
10.
I'm sorry, that is also incorrect. It is 5. Next toss-up. Identify the English monarch who reigned during the American Revolution. Sage Creek.
King George III.
That is correct. Sage Creek, your bonus. Name the U.S. Cabinet Department to which each of these organizations belongs. Part 1, Natural Resources Conservation Service.
Interior.
Part 2, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Health and Human Services.
Part 3, National Weather Service. Part 4,
Interior
the
again.
Secret Service. And Part 5, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Is 4 and 5 are security?
I thought 5 was Homeland Security.
Oh yeah, 5 is probably Homeland Security. Actually, do 4 and 5 are Homeland Security because I'm not sure.
I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 and 5. What's 3?
You said just interior again, maybe.
Okay, so I have Interior, Health and Human Services, Homeland Security.
Yeah.
Sure.
We have our answers?
Answers, please.
In order, in the Interior, Health and Human Services, the Interior, Homeland Security, and Homeland Security.
Okay, parts 2 and 4 are correct for 2 points. Part 1 was agriculture, part 3 was commerce, and part 5 was justice. So that's 2 correct answers, 2 points. Next, toss-up. What is the German title of the autobiography Sage Creek.
Mein Kampf.
That is correct. Sage Creek, your bonus. Answer the following questions about the 1954 novel that tells the story of a group of English schoolboys stranded on an uninhabited island. Part 1, identify the title of the novel. Part 2, identify the author.
William Golding.
Part 3, for 2 points, identify the 2 leaders.
Jack
and
and
Ralph.
And part 4, identify the boy whose glasses were stolen.
We have our answers.
Answers, please.
Lord of the Flies, William Golding, Jack and Ralph, and Piggy.
Those are all correct for 5 points. Next, toss-up. For real numbers h, k, and r, what is the shape of the graph of an equation of the form x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals Sage Creek?
Circle.
That is correct. Sage Creek, your bonus. Identify the order of Greek column that matches each of the following
Ionian, Doric,
descriptions.
Corinthian.
Part 1, the oldest and plainest of the columns.
Yeah.
Part 2, the capital design displays acanthus leaves.
Oh, that's
And part 3, it is associated with the city of Athens and has a capital with a scroll.
Ionian. Okay, it's not Athenian.
Ionic, or is it Ionic? It doesn't matter.
Ionian or Ionic?
I think Ionic, but
Okay.
Thought it was Ionic, yeah.
No, Ionic?
Okay. Ion.
Okay. Doric, Corinthian, Ionic. We have our answers?
Answers, please.
Doric, Corinthian, and Ionic.
Those are all correct for 5 points. Next, toss-up. Give the medical term for the bones that comprise human fingers or Sage Creek.
phalanges.
That is correct.
Nice.
Sage Creek, your bonus. Give the value of the expression 2 to the x power minus 2x for each of the following values of x. Part 1, x equals 2. Part 2, x equals 4.
0.
Part 3, x equals 5. Part 4, x equals 8. And Part 5, x equals 10.
Okay, I have x equals 10. Okay.
Is number 1 0?
Yeah.
Yeah, number 1 0.
Okay, actually, I don't know how to do x equals. Okay.
1 for 5 is
32 minus 8.
It's 2.
24 for
Minus
2.
8 is 8. The second one is 8.
4 is 240.
Oh, I got 8.
Wait, that's in the eighth.
5 seconds. Answers, please.
In order, we have 0, 8, 22, 10, and 30.
Okay, 1 through 3 were correct for 3 points. Part 4 was 240. Part 5 was 1,004. That's 3 correct answers, 3 points. Next, toss-up. Give the full name of the companion of Don Quixote. Sage Creek.
Sancho Panza.
That is correct. Sage Creek, your bonus. Name the 3 Benelux countries.
Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg.
Okay,
Yes.
there you go.
Okay.
Defer to him. Just
Yeah, I'll defer to him. We have our answers.
Answers, please.
I defer to Ari.
In no order, Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg.
Those are all correct for 5 points. And timeout. Stop the clock, please. Okay, and we're back, and we have some substitutions for Sage Creek.
We have Nathan and Skylar.
Okay, thank you. And we are ready to resume. Coaches, ready to resume? Captain's ready. Start the clock, please. Next toss-up. Name the senator from Utah. Sage Creek.
Mitt Romney.
That is correct. Sage Creek, your bonus. Spell, using the English alphabet, the following nouns in the specified language. Part 1, blood in Spanish. Part 2, blood in French.
Idea.
Part 3, bandage in Spanish. Part 4, bandage in French.
Just do bandage for the same thing for French, and then do the same like bandage.
Yeah.
Like bandage. Okay. And then for blood, no idea.
And do what's We should know French.
There were only
for
4,
blood.
right?
No, we
Yeah,
don't.
what's French?
Heme or something. Each. Just do Heme.
Okay.
Try it. I don't know. And then spell it.
Answers, please.
In order: SANGRE, HEME, BANDAGE, and BANDAGE.
Okay, parts 1 and 4 were correct for 2 points there. Part 2 was SANG, and for part 3 I needed VENDA with a possible JE on the end. So that's 2 correct answers there, 2 points. Next, toss-up. Identify the desert that contains the Tibesti and Hogar mountain ranges. La Costa.
Atacama.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. I'll repeat the question. Identify the desert that contains the Tibesti and Hogar mountain ranges. Sage Creek.
The Gobi.
Sorry, that is also incorrect. I needed the Sahara Desert. Next, toss-up. Give the economics term for the market value of all final goods and services produced within a country. Sage Creek.
GDP.
That is correct.
That was the question last time. What?
Sage Creek, your bonus. In a genome in which blue eyes have simple dominance over red eyes, determine the probability of each of the following pairings producing offspring with blue eyes. Part 1, red crossed with heterozygous blue. Part 2, red crossed with homozygous blue. Part 3, heterozygous blue crossed with heterozygous blue.
Yeah.
And part 4, heterozygous blue crossed with homozygous blue.
1/2.
Zero.
Not
Zero.
none, one.
Homozygous blue is dominant.
Yeah, we're looking for blue.
Wait, blue's dominant?
We're looking for it. Can you repeat the stem?
The stem. In a genome in which blue eyes have simple dominance over red eyes, determine the probability of each of the following pairings producing offspring with blue eyes.
Oh, sorry.
So it's 9, 1/4, 1. Oh wait, it's simple dominant.
Answers, please.
We have the second one is 100%. The third one is 3/4 or 75%. The fourth one is 100%, and the first one is 50%.
Okay. Those are all correct. I cannot accept your answers. There was conferring right before you answered. I'm sorry. So I cannot accept those, but those are the correct answers. So no correct answers, no points on that. Next, toss-up. In which Asian country were 2 U.S. La Costa Canyon?
China.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. I will repeat the question. In which Asian country were 2 U.S. service members killed and another 6 wounded in an attack last weekend? And the answer was Afghanistan. Next toss-up. What is the shape of the graph of velocity versus time? Sage Creek.
Linear.
That is correct. Sage Creek, your bonus. Name the author of each of the following books. Part 1, Black Beauty. Part 2,
Woman.
Robinson Crusoe. Part 3, The Grapes of Wrath.
Steinbeck.
And Part 4, Kidnapped.
Robert Louis Stevenson.
Just write Stevenson. Imagine knowing that one. Wait, Robinson Crusoe.
Isn't the second one Stevenson too?
Stevenson is definitely Robinson Crusoe. Do you know Black Beauty or is it just Irving? I thought Irving is like the
No, it's the it's a girl, but I forget.
Rose. Maybe her name is Rose.
Say Alcott. It's not Alcott.
Alcott.
Okay.
That's
Alcott
why is
Stevenson,
Irving?
Steinbeck Stevenson.
Yeah, just do it.
Answers, please.
Alcott, Stevenson, Steinbeck, and Stevenson.
Okay, parts 3 and 4 are correct for 2 points there. Part 1 was Anna Sewell, and Part 2 is Daniel Defoe. So 2 correct answers, 2 points. Next, toss-up. Name the California county that was home to the celebrated frog in Mark... Sage Creek.
Calaveras.
That is correct. Sage Creek, your bonus. Find the length of the hypotenuse of the right triangle in which the legs have the following measures. Part 1, 12 and 5.
4.
Part 2, 12 and 8. Part 3, 12 and 9. And Part 4, 12 and 10.
The third one is 15, right?
244 square root that.
5. What's the 6-5?
So, second was 2 root 42. 2 root 42 for the second one.
Okay.
What did you say?
Answers, please.
We have 13, 2 root 42, and 15, and root 12.
Okay. Parts 1 and 3 were correct for 2 points. Part 2 was 4 root 13, and Part 4 was 2 root 61. So 2 correct answers there, 2 points. Timeout to La Costa Canyon. And we're back, and we have a few substitutions. We'll start with Sage Creek.
We have Kawan and Lavanya.
Thank you. And La Costa Canyon.
This is Alex.
All right. Welcome. All right, coaches, are we ready to resume? Yep. Captains, are we ready? All right, start the clock, please. Next toss-up. Find the slope of the line with the equation 3x plus 5y equals 7. La Costa Canyon?
-3/5.
That is correct.
Yeah.
La Costa Canyon, your bonus. Answer the following questions about Shakespeare's Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. Part 1. Name the character that Claudius marries after King Hamlet is killed. Part 2. Name the character who attempts suicide after Hamlet rejects her. Part 3. What is the name of Laertes' father? And Part 4, for 2 parts, give the names of the 2 friends who accompany Hamlet to London.
Anyone? What is the first one?
The first one is the Queen.
Okay. Do you have her name?
Does anyone know the Queen's name?
Queen Macbeth.
Not that.
Okay, whatever. Lady, isn't it Lady Macbeth?
Can you repeat the 5th one, please?
I only have 4 parts.
The 4th part, please.
Part 4. Give the names of the 2 friends who accompany Hamlet to London.
We have.
Answers, please.
For number 1, we have Lady Macbeth. For number 2, we have Ophelia. Number 3, Polonius. Number 4 and 5, Marcellus and Bernardo.
Okay. Parts 2 and 3 are correct for 2 points there. Part 1 is Gertrude, the Queen. And Part 4 was Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. So that's 2 correct answers, 2 points. Next, toss-up. Give the name of the U.S. Chief Justice who rendered the Dred Scott decision. La Costa Canyon?
Warren.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I'll repeat the question. Give the name of the U.S. Chief Justice who rendered the Dred Scott decision. Sage Creek?
Roberts.
Sorry, that is also incorrect. It was Roger Taney. Next toss-up. Spell the name of the form of Japanese poetry. Sage Creek?
Haiku.
That is correct. Sage Creek, your bonus. Give the names of the 3 Supreme Court justices appointed by President Ronald Reagan.
Oh, shoot. Wait, was Ginsburg? No, wait, he's Republican. Just kidding. Take it back.
No, she's a
Rob.
Republican though. Try like Alito, Kennedy, and Kennedy's probably one of them.
Gorsuch? No, Gorsuch is new.
Alito, Kennedy, and Scalia.
I'm gonna Scalia. Yeah, do Scalia.
We have our answers?
Answers, please.
I defer to Ari.
In no particular order, Alito, Kennedy, and Scalia.
Okay, Kennedy and Scalia were correct. The other one was Sandra Day O'Connor. 2 correct answers there for 3 points. Next, toss-up. Which international museum housing over 2 million works of art includes a building called the Winter Palace? La Costa Canyon?
The Louvre.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. I'll repeat the question. Sage Creek?
The Guggenheim.
I'm sorry, that is also incorrect. It is the Hermitage.
Oh.
Next toss-up. What is the indefinite integral with respect to x of 1? Sage Creek?
X.
C.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. I'll repeat the question. What is the indefinite integral with respect to x of 1? I'm sorry, it is X plus C. I could not accept your answer. Next, toss-up. What is the physics term for a positively charged subatomic particle that can... La Costa Canyon.
Positron.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. I will repeat the question. What is the physics term for a positively charged subatomic particle that consists of 2 protons and 2 neutrons and is produced by the nuclear decay of radium? Sage Creek?
Alpha particle.
That is correct. Sage Creek, your bonus. If a 150 kilogram physics teacher is shot out of a cannon at a velocity of 1,000 meters per second and strikes a stationary vehicle with a mass of 1,350 kilograms, and the physics teacher and the car move away together, find the following. Part 1, the kinetic energy in joules of the teacher just before the collision.
1/2.
Part 2, the velocity in meters per second of the car and teacher together after the collision.
Million for the first one.
And part 3, the kinetic energy in joules of the car and teacher together after the collision.
150. Sorry. 1,500.
It's the velocity of both of them. Oh, no, that's not the same part.
That's probably 1,300, right? So
1350.
1350. Oh, 1350. Okay. So
10
velocity
for
You do
the velocity.
100 for the velocity. I do 100.
Answers, please.
I defer to Lavanya.
So the first one is 100. The second one is 100. And the third one is 1,050.
Okay. I can accept part 2 was 100 meters per second for 1 point there. Part 1 was 7.5 times 10 to the 7th, or 75 million. And part 3 was 7.5 times 10 to the 6th, or 7.5 million. So that's one correct answer there, 1 point. Next, toss-up. The head of which country's ice skating federation resigned last week in the... Sage Creek?
Ukraine.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. I'll repeat the question. The head of which country's ice skating federation resigned last week in the face of an ever-widening sexual abuse scandal? La Costa Canyon?
The United States.
I'm sorry, that is also incorrect. It was France. Next toss-up. How many newtons of force are required to accelerate a 5 kilogram mass from 20 meters per second to 36 meters per second over an interval of 4 seconds? The answer there is 20 newtons. Next toss-up. Name the Shakespeare tragedy in which the title character splits his kingdom among two... Sage Creek?
King Lear.
That is correct.
His daughters.
Sage Creek, your bonus. Supply the specific geometry adjective that matches each of the following definitions. Part 1, lying on the same plane.
Collinear.
Part 2, lying in the same... I'm sorry.
Sorry, coplanar for the
Pardon
first
me. Part 1, lying on the same line.
Okay, collinear. There
Part
we
2,
go.
lying in the same plane.
Coplanar.
Part 3, not lying in the same plane. Part 4, not lying in on the same line.
Skew and then...
Skew and parallel. I don't know.
It's not parallel.
No solution. I have no idea for the other ones. Not coplanar.
Not on the same line.
Right.
Collinear, coplanar, skew, and just do skew again.
Okay. We have our answers?
Answers, please.
In order, collinear, coplanar, skew, and skew.
Okay, parts 1 and 2 are correct. Part 3 was non-coplanar. Part 4 was non-collinear. 2 correct answers there for 2 points. And timeout to La Costa Canyon. Okay, and we're back in Sage Creek. We have some more substitutions.
Yep, this is Nathan and this is Skylar.
All right, thank you, welcome. And La Costa Canyon, we have some substitutions.
Grace. She's the new captain, and then we have Andy, Asher, and Bryce.
Very nice. Welcome, everybody. All right, we are about to resume. Coaches, ready to resume? Captains, ready? Start the clock, please. Next toss-up. What is the locus of all vectors in standard position that represents the set of complex numbers that have the same absolute value? Sage Creek?
The origin?
I'm sorry?
The origin?
That is incorrect. I'll repeat the question. What is the locus of all vectors in standard position that represent the set of complex numbers that have the same absolute value? La Costa Canyon?
Intersection.
Sorry, that is also incorrect. It is a disk or circle. Next toss-up. Which of the original 13 colonies was the first proprietary colony in the New World? Sage Creek?
Virginia.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. I'll repeat the question. Which of the original 13 colonies was the first proprietary colony in the New World? La Costa Canyon?
Georgia.
I'm sorry, that is also incorrect. It is Maryland. Next toss-up. What is the common name for the nucleus of the most common isotope of hydrogen? Sage Creek?
Proton.
That is correct.
That's okay.
Sage Creek, your bonus. Spell, using the English alphabet, the future indicative conjugation of the Spanish verb spelled ESTAR in each of the following cases. Part 1, first person singular. Part 2, second person singular. Part 3, third person singular. Part 4, first person plural. Part 5, third person plural.
I think it's this.
Wait.
Can I defer to you?
It's just
I think it's
feminine plus a.
I think it's E.
E for yeah. And then is it no? It's still. Is it?
5 seconds.
Just throw all them down. I'm deferring to Nathan.
Okay, let's go with that.
Answers, please.
In order, we have ESTARE, ESTARAS, ESTARA, ESTARAMOS, and ESTARAN.
Okay. Part 4 was ESTAREMOS. The rest were correct, so that's 4 correct answers, 4 points. Next, toss-up. What is the radius of the unit circle used in Sage Creek?
1.
That is correct.
Radius of the unit circle.
Sage Creek, your bonus. Spell, using the English alphabet, the French translation of the following demonstrative pronouns.
Bro, what?
Part 1, this one in the masculine form. Part 2, this one in the feminine form.
CETTE.
Part 3, these ones in the masculine form.
CES.
Part 4, these ones in the feminine form.
CETTES. Just
I defer to you.
They're probably wrong. Okay, it's fine. Yes, defer. It's
Read your
fine.
handwriting better.
Go.
We have our answers?
Answers, please.
I defer to Hannah.
In order, we have CE, CETTE, CES, and CETTES.
Okay, I can't accept any of those. I needed for part 1 CELUI, for part 2 CELLE, part 3 CEUX, and part 4 CELLES. No correct answers there, no points. Next, toss-up. Which article of the U.S. Constitution contains the elastic clause? Sage Creek?
Article 1.
That is correct.
Oh.
Sage Creek, your bonus.
Tried on that French one.
Answer the following questions about the equation y equals 1/3 x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3x plus 2.
Oh my god.
Part 1. Parts 1 and 2 are both 2 parts. Part 1, give the x coordinates of the 2 critical points of the graph. For part 2, identify which of the x coordinates is the relative maximum and which is the relative minimum. And for part 3, identify the value of x at which the curve changes concavity.
Oh, this is actually critical.
Second derivative.
X minus 1.
Yeah, x minus
So it's 1 or 3, and then
So it's
back
3 and 1, and then Oh, thanks. 2x minus 4.
So,
What is it? What was the second?
give me a second. Defer to me.
Okay.
Answers, please.
I defer to Nathan.
Okay, so the relative maximum is at x equals 1, and the relative minimum is at x equals 3. And for the rest, we have no answers.
Okay. I can accept that for part 2, the max and the min. So that's 2 correct answers there for 2 points. For part 1, I just needed 1 and 3.
Yeah.
And for part 3, x equals 2. So that's 2 correct answers, 2 points. Timeout to Sage Creek. Okay, and we're back. Sage Creek, do we have some substitutions?
Yeah, this is Ben and this is Samantha.
Welcome back. And La Costa Canyon, so good to go? Okay.
Good.
Coaches, are we ready to resume? Captain's ready. Start the clock, please. Next toss-up. Which continent was reported to have hit a Sage Creek?
Antarctica.
That is correct.
Got my current events.
Sage Creek, your bonus. Identify the system of the human body to which each of the following organs belongs.
Oh, yeah.
Part 1, heart.
Cardiovascular.
Part 2, lungs.
Respiratory.
Part 3, stomach.
Digestive.
Part 4, thyroid gland.
Endocrine.
And part 5, spinal cord.
Nervous.
Skeletal.
Wait, oh,
Spinal cord is nervous.
Yeah. I know, I thought it was...
Cardiovascular, respiratory, digestive, endocrine, nervous.
Yeah, just go for it.
We have our answers.
Answers, please.
We have cardiovascular, respiratory, digestive, endocrine, and nervous.
Those are all correct for 5 points. Next, toss-up. Identify the book by Sigmund Freud that contains... Sage Creek?
The interpretation of dreams.
That is correct. Sage Creek, your bonus.
Second one.
Identify the meaning of the root or prefix that forms the beginning of each of the following words. Part 1, gynecology. Part 2, megalopolis.
Big.
Part 3, orthodontist. And part 4, sophistry.
Soft?
Knowledge. Soft is
Yeah,
knowledge.
like Sophocles.
Gyne.
I don't want to say anything weird.
Earth.
Gynecology.
That's the meaning, right?
Just say bird.
Okay. So I have birth, big, bone, and knowledge.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Answers, please.
We have birth, big, bone, and knowledge.
Okay, I can accept big for part 2. Part 1 was woman. Part 3, straight, upright, correct. I needed that. And part 4, more than knowledge, I needed wisdom. Okay. So that's 1 correct answer there, 1 point. Next, toss-up. In which modern-day country is the ancient archaeological city of Petra located? Sage Creek?
Jordan.
That is correct.
Middle Eastern countries.
Sage Creek, your bonus. Identify the U.S. president during whose administration each of the following scandals occurred. Part 1, credit mobilier.
I don't remember.
Part 2, teapot dome.
Oh, shoot. I don't
Part
know
3,
any of these.
Watergate.
Oh, Nixon.
And part 4, Iran-Contra.
Oh,
Reagan?
Reagan.
Yeah.
Iran-Contra scandal.
Was that McKinley?
Yes, I think it's or
Do you McKinley?
Roosevelt.
Oh, Teapot Dome, wasn't it during, like, Great Depression?
No.
Before.
What's credit mobilier?
Oh,
Same
yeah,
time
just
as
say
Tammany Hall.
Like,
No.
Oh.
sure, maybe Taft if it was
Yeah.
Tammany Hall era. I don't know.
Answers, please.
We have Taft, McKinley, Nixon, and Reagan.
Okay, Nixon and Reagan were correct for 2 points. Part 1 was Ulysses S. Grant. Part 2 was Warren G. Harding. It's about the only thing he's known for. So that's 2 correct answers there, 2 points. Next, toss-up. Determine the product of the complex number 2 plus 3i and its conjugate. Sage Creek?
4, -5.
Sorry, that's incorrect. I'll repeat the question. Determine the product of the complex number 2 plus 3i and its conjugate. La Costa Canyon?
4 minus 9.
Sorry, that is also incorrect. I needed 13 plus 0i. And timeout to Sage Creek. Okay, and we're back. Sage Creek, we have some substitutions.
I'm Skylar. This is Kawan, Lavanya, and Nathan.
All right, welcome guys. And La Costa Canyon, we're good to go. Coaches, ready to resume? Captains ready. Start the clock, please. Next toss-up. What is the term for molten rock that has issued from a volcano? Sage Creek?
Lava.
That is correct. Sage Creek, your bonus. Name each of the following characters from The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. Part 1, The Gypsy Girl.
Esmeralda.
Part 2, The Archdeacon. Part 3, The Captain of the King's Archers. Part 4, The Hunchback.
Quasimodo.
And Part 5, The Street Poet and Playwright.
Okay. So, Esmeralda for 1, Quasimodo for 4. Do we have any guesses for 2, 3, and 5?
Can we repeat 2, 3, and 5? Let's just call it.
Okay, we have our answers.
Answers, please.
For 1 we have Esmeralda, and for 4 we have Quasimodo.
Okay, those two are correct for 2 points. Part 2 was Frollo. Part 3 was Phoebus. Part 5 was Gringoire. That's 2 correct answers, 2 points. Next toss-up. Identify the 1962 English dystopian novel that focuses on its teenage anti-hero, Alex, as well as the... La Costa Canyon?
A Clockwork Orange.
That is correct. La Costa Canyon, your bonus. Give the coordinates of the first 3 relative maximum points, starting from the origin and proceeding in the positive x direction for the equation y equals 1 minus 2 sine x, where x is measured in radians.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Give the coordinates of the first 3 relative maximum points, starting from the origin and proceeding in the positive x direction for the equation y equals 1 minus 2 sine x, where x is measured in radians.
Okay, I'm going to defer to you.
Answers, please.
I defer to Andy.
Pi over 2 for all.
Okay, I cannot accept any of those. I needed 3 pi over 2, 7 pi over 2, and 11 pi over 2. Comma 3 for all those. 3 pi over 2, comma 3, 7 pi over 2, comma 3, 11 pi over 2, comma 3. No correct answers, no points. Next toss-up. Which Caribbean country is most closely associated with the origins of calypso music and steel... La Costa Canyon.
Jamaica.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I'll repeat the question. Which Caribbean country is most closely associated with the origins of calypso music and steel drums? Sage Creek.
Cuba.
Sorry, that is also incorrect. It is Trinidad and Tobago. That is our match.
I have seen an awful lot of academic league matches over the years, but this was a really tough one. Congratulations on asking all the questions correctly. At very least, think how bad it could have been. There wasn't a lot of MATH or a lot of SPELLING, was there? It could have been terrible. Sage Creek definitely on their game today. They got jumped off to a fast lead. La Costa Canyon just never quite got traction, unfortunately. And our final score, 99-7. I swear there was some times when Sage Creek answered questions before they were asked, and I don't know how they do that, but congratulations on a fine match. Thank you very much for watching. Tune in again next time for more Academic League here on ITV. Students?